Aloha everyone, a couple things to go over first. As of this video that I'm making on this Maui evening, futures are ripping higher somewhat. Don't know if it's going to hold, but as of right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, S&P 500, Russell 2000, NASDAQ are all up over 0.40%. Hopefully that carries over because we're heavily long, but I still have 15% give or take to the downside cash remaining in my portfolios that I need to put to work. And tonight I have a lot of signals again, and hopefully if I can get all of them long, who knows, with the market gapping up, I'll be able to put half of that cash back to work. But still, it would have been nice to be fully invested heading into tonight's session. But let's be realistic. After that Wednesday sell-off, we're sitting kind of pretty because the market looked pretty ugly after that. And the second thing to note is I made a video lesson last night, and some odd reason I didn't publish it. Why, I don't know. But the even weirder thing is that no one told me anything about it. Not my website, not in social media, not in the chat room. Nobody said anything, so I didn't even know until just now whenever I went to make this video and realized where's the old video. Whoops, didn't publish it. I'll make sure I publish it along with this one, but because that one's longer, I'm going to fly through these new long positions. If you need a further in-depth analysis, go to that new positions page. First long is TRVG Trivago, limit order 1938. First stop 1813, next stop 1772, next stop for me 1711, then 1621. TRVG needs to start moving higher immediately or else I got to get out. TRVG was in 3 scans, IPO scan, max green bop for 5 days scan, and my price volume bop surge scan. Bullish candle over candle pattern, heavier volume, bop confirmation, same thing. So 3% in that one. FXY, this is only a new long position because I need to put that capital to work. I have capital and it needs to get to work. I can't, risk that the market flies and I don't get any other signals. However, if you're fully invested and or want to put all your money in one particular stock, I don't recommend this. This is kind of just for me. FXY was in my ETF scan, confirmed in my price volume bop scan. So 2% of my account capital is going in it. 86.26 is my limit, and there's only one cut loss level here. I definitely don't want to hold it down to here, especially with no green bop down there. So if it fails 85.85, I am out of FXY. And then there's BHLB. BHLB, you can see that candle here. So yesterday, this was a potential long position, but after further analysis, the top wick is longer than the bottom wick. It needed to be flipped the other way around for a hammer pattern. So I did not go long, but after today's session, it had a very nice candle pattern closing near the highs. Max green bop, decent volume, but not average, but still good follow through. Looking at a 2-day candle, do you see that 2-day candle? See this chart pattern? That's a very nice 2-day candle, nice volume bop surge, and even though it's red volume here, we know better that in a 3-day candle, that's what it really looks like. So this stock wouldn't have been found if the market would have ever had a 20% market-wide correction after this stock was a CanSlim stock, but it's no longer a CanSlim quality stock. It was in my price volume bop scan yesterday. Today it was in my CanSlim stock, and even though it's not, if it would have had this candle yesterday, like if it would have had this candle, the 2-day candle yesterday, it would have been a new long position. Thankfully, this stock is still in that CanSlim scan thanks to the market being so strong. So it flags. So 1% of my account capital goes into BHLB. 36.90, the high day will be my limit. First cut loss, 35.95, then 35.40 right here, then 34.80 right there. But BHLB, I like this chart a lot, just isn't quite symmetrical and proper. If it goes sideways maybe for 10 days and then pulls the same candle on above average volume, maybe I'll think differently. And then also we have a damn good swing trade, SRC. Not shown on this chart is the RSI 14, which has been oversold since May and is now curling up above the 30 line. Also not shown is the MACD. The MACD has been trending down into that big gap down, and it's been trending up ever since, showing major positive divergence compared to price. With the max green bop for 5 days, it made that max green bop for 5 days scan, or else this only would have been found in my tertiary scan because at least it had above average volume. But if volume wouldn't have been above average, only the bop scan would have found it. So thank goodness for the bop scan. But anyway, near high day close, that's awesome. Bullish candle over candle price bar, above average volume, bop confirmation. I want to get long SRC at 730. If it's gapping above 730, I'm willing to pay up to this high a day, 739. We'll see what happens. First cut loss can be 715. I think I'm bailing on that. I'll just have 2 since it's 1% of my account capital. 698 and 670, the low day of the green candle, not the red candle. If it loses that low day, I don't give a shit if it takes out that low day. I don't even want to be around for it. And then we have 2 speculative stocks. YPF is a higher quality speculative stock. Really like this signal overall. I like this chart pattern, but YPF is an Argentinian stock. It's a V-shaper stock, even though now it's mellowing out. Like I said, I really like the 2017 pattern. But earnings, I never really know when these, stocks that are foreign have earnings because they're not on the same kind of earnings schedule that U.S. stocks are. So be careful with that. And for that reason, it's only a small percent of my account capital. Also because it was only in one scan, my tertiary scan. I got to obey the asset allocation based on that. But if you want to increase it, this is the kind of stock to increase it. Just don't blame me if all of a sudden it gaps down because of a surprise earnings situation or a surprise government coup in Argentina. Who knows? It's a foreign stock. Invest accordingly. I'm going to go long. Limit order at the high day, 64.46. First cut loss, 23.81. Final cut loss, 23.07. And then the final long is CLNT. This is obviously oversold turn momentum RSI 14 swing trade. You can see that rounding out curling. Does it look like any recent speculative long position? TCCO maybe. This was it right here. I told you whenever I went long, the curling, the rounding, the fish hook type of action, and then boom, today it worked out. Well, hopefully that happens on CLNT here. Hopefully it rounds out. Boom, works out. My first initial profit target is actually far away. It probably should be 496, but I'm going to be bold on this one and put it all the way at 699. I may regret that, so I may change my mind. Now I'm thinking 510. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so as I make the video lesson, I've now decided 510 will be my first price target. 699 will be my second profit target, and then 1070. And if it gets above 1070 and I got over a 300% gain in this stock, it's definitely a trend following position, especially if it has max green bop or green bop, as it does it similar to ROX, which started out as an oversold swing trade. Remember the hooking, the rounding, the curling, boom, gets above this high, trend following position. And it's working out, hitting a new high, raising the stops. But going back to CLNT, limit order 376, the high of the day. First stop 331, second stop 321, and then I'm willing to give it all the way to 282 on the final half of the position. But if it takes out 331, loses max green bop, and or does it on heavier volume, this stops will be raised, obviously, and cut in half, and raise and cut in half. And actually, if it takes out 331 on above average volume, you can be sure that whatever that next low, if it's still above this or this level, or just above this level, that will become the final day. This thing needs to move up, needs to keep its max green bop, and at worst, just keep its green bop, and I do not want to see it take out this day. This is more of an emergency stop. All right, going to wrap it up there. I'll post both of the video lessons this evening. Sorry about that mistake yesterday.